Hello YouTube, and welcome to another edition of the Movie Zone starring me, your host, Dr. Movies, back once again, back from vacation in the sunny beaches of wherever I was. Sorry I've been gone for a while, but you know what? Where I was, there was no internet, so I couldn't get through anybody, but one day I'll figure out how that works and maybe I'll bring some internet to me. But yet, summer's over. I know I'm a little late, but still, I had to get back in the swing of things, work and all personal stuff. But I'm back, here to make my movie reviews again, because I missed you guys. So, I wanted to talk about 2015 so far. We had a great couple of months, and it's been phenomenal. I mean, we're not even halfway done yet. Oh, no, we are not even halfway done. So I figure, why not do, like I said, I'm a little late, but still, this is my personal opinion. I'm doing my own thing. Top 10 movies of 2015 so far, meaning from January all the way to August. Certain movies I reviewed are going to be in this list, and of course there are going to be some movies that I haven't reviewed that are probably going to be in this list, but I'll probably give you a little review about it in the description. So, how should I start this? Well, I'm going to start with my top 6 honorable mentions. First off, number 6, Poltergeist. Now, we all know Poltergeist is a great original movie. The original movie was so scary at that time, From the way that they made jump scares come to you, and then from just being dark and creepy, And this one, had a couple actors that were really good. And, they try to do that thing, and they show the clown in the trailers. And you know what? It was okay. It wasn't bad, but they could have done better. I really wish they just not shown the clown in the trailer and just kept that surprise. Because when you walk into that movie, you're gonna see the clown. You're gonna be like, eh. I mean, I literally went back and I watched the original one. The original clown, way scarier. Still to this day, and that movie is old, and I can tell you right now that movie is still the best. But the new one is good too, so that's number 6 for me, an honorable mention. Number 5 is an animated film from DreamWorks. They like to try to copy Disney and Pixar. So they have Home. It's about this little girl. This girl, she finds an alien who basically is like a loser on his planet. So he goes to Earth and he tries to blend in there because he made a mistake. And it was pretty cute. It was a little funny, but you know what? Not bad for a little. It's not one of DreamWorks' best movies like How to Train Your Dragons or Shrek. Or, it's not like that. But, it was okay for what it was. So I gave that movie a 6. So, there you go. If you want to check out Home, I think it's on Blu-ray now or DVD. Should be. So check it out. It's pretty cool. Okay, so I gotta go through my phone for this. Can't remember off my top of my head. 4 was a big surprise for me. Ted 2. Now, I loved the first Ted. That movie was hilarious. From Seth MacFarlane directing a movie about a talking Peter Griffin teddy bear. It was hilarious. That first one is just hilarious. Now, this one has got Mark Wahlberg, of course, Seth MacFarlane playing Ted. No Mila Kunis, unfortunately. That's okay. But, the movie, to me, was still hilarious. If I had to choose which one was better, 2 or 1, right now, I would have to go to 2, but I might have to watch 1 again just to double check. But yeah, right now, if I had to, really think about it, I'd put 2 over 1, because it's just that funny. Number 3, of course, it's going to be Pitch Perfect 2. Now, Pitch Perfect 1 was another movie that people thought, oh yay, movies about girls who can sing. But it was funny. Robert Wilson was hilarious in that movie, in the first one. In this one, you know what? It was still good. Not as good as the first one. I still enjoyed it, but you know what? They tried, you know what I mean? It's very hard to make a sequel about a comedy and make it work or even make it better, but you know what? Let's see what happens. Maybe if they do a third one, they can knock it out of the park, or probably just go straight down. Who knows? But that's number 3 of my honorable mentions. 2, Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland was a pretty cool movie about a girl who finds this magical pin, and then she goes to another world, and then she meets George Clooney, and then they go on this adventure to save this perfect world that's gone down in the dumps, you know what? I thought it was cool. A lot of people thought that was Disney's biggest bomb. for what it was pretty cool. Has its moments where it's kind of but you know what? I liked it. And of course, my first honorable mention, number 1, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Now, Kevin James, to me, I think he's still funny. I just hope now he does not start the road where Adam Sandler is right now, because Adam Sandler has dropped off the face of the earth as in comedies. Nobody's going to go see his movies anymore. I'm sorry, but yeah. Give me 1 second. I want to put my light on because it's starting to get dark. Thank you. Now, like I was saying, I just hope Kevin James can start doing maybe some drama, maybe a horror movie here or there. I just don't want him doing the same stuff over and over again like Adam Sandler and, then fall off, because he's still funny. And this movie, it was funny. I like the first one better, but I still enjoyed this movie. It made me laugh. Kevin James is cool. And you know what? He made it look like Segways, those little bike things that cops would drive in the mall. Awesome. So if you ever see a cop in a mall cop in your local mall, don't make fun of them, because those guys are cool. If you watch Mall Cop, you know why. So there's my honorable mentions. Once again, I'm going to go 6 Poltergeist, 5 Home, 4 Ted, 3 Pitch Perfect 2, 2 Tomorrowland, and number 1 Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. That's my honorable mentions. Now, the top 10 movies of 2015 so far. Number 10, I'm going to put Avengers Age of Ultron. Yes. You must be thinking, whoa, 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 I thought you were a Marvel fan. What happened? Calm down. Calm down. This is the second Marvel movie of the Avengers with everybody in it. But it's not exactly as exciting as the first one, because the first one was the first one. It was the first time you've seen them. Now you're used to them already. So you know what? I still enjoyed it. It was such a great movie, but yet it wasn't as great as the first one. That one had everything. Loki. The first time you see the Hulk battle Thor. And then Iron Man and Captain America about to square off. And you know why? Because we're going to be getting Civil War soon. But that's another story for another day. But yeah, this movie was good too. They had Ultron. I liked Ultron. I just wish they used him more. You know what I mean? The origin felt rushed to me, because even though his origin is really Hank Pym, Ant-Man creates him. And this one they made Tony Stark do it. I just wish they didn't, rush it. Like, he builds something and then he's already created. And then boom, Ultron's here. He's about to destroy the world. He does an alien invasion. It was basically taking the first one, just putting robots instead of aliens and being the same thing. So hopefully the Avengers 3 with Thanos, is supposed to be 3 and 4 apparently, since it's 2 movies with the Infinity Gauntlet. Is probably going to be fighting them, so I just hope he doesn't use robots or aliens to fight all these Avengers, because that's just going to be copying everything. You know what I mean? Do one thing and then change it up in the second one, and then do something different completely. Unless you want to combine the first 2 and do it in the third one, then that makes sense. But this one was good. I still had a lot of fun with it. Iron Man's always awesome. Captain America rocks. Hulk is the best. Scarlett Johansson is Black Widow. Come on, people. She's awesome. But yet, even Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch was my favorite part of that movie. Even Quicksilver worked. I don't like him as much as I like Quicksilver in X-Men, because he's the better one, but still, he did good. But I just wish they didn't rush the origin of Ultron. So, that's number 10. Number 9, The Kingsman. The Kingsman, The Secret Service. Now, this movie had Colin Firth. This movie was cool. It was a cool British spy movie that was nothing like James Bond or anything, but it was kind of like James Bond mixed with Mission Impossible in a way, Had action, had gadgets, had all those cool things. They had this one fight scene that just made me laugh, and it was just bloody awesome at the same time. Violent as hell, and Samuel Jackson's a bad guy. It just works. You know what I mean? It just works. And that's what I got to say about that one. And I gave that one I believe I gave that a 9. I don't remember which. Number 8, of course, is the movie that everybody's still talking about, Jurassic World. Now, to me, I contend this to be the true third Jurassic Park movie. I'm not even counting that third one. that third one's so gone from my mind now, it's not even funny. I mean, this movie should be really called Jurassic Bank, because this movie made so much money. I have no idea how. This thing broke records beyond compare. It made over $1 billion already. And, I don't know, man. I really like Chris Pratt. He did a really good job. He was training raptors. He was a badass. He was all that, you know. He was just all in. Even Bryce Dallas Howard was in it. She was good for what she was. And, you know, even though she was running high heels the whole movie without it breaking or her taking them off, but against dinosaurs. But you know what? It was cool for what it was. So that one's number 8. Number 7, Pixar time. Inside Out. Inside Out to me was a very cool animation movie. Why? Because it was original. It wasn't like toys or a fish in the water or like a rat cooking food. It was different. It was about this girl, Riley, who basically has these emotions: happy, sadness, disgust, anger, and fear in her mind, controlling her brain. You know, whatever she does is because of them. It reminds me of that movie and that cartoon that happened years ago, Osmosis Jones, if you remember that. It's an old movie, you should look it up. Basically about this guy, he's got this pill and this germ, that white blood cell, that cops inside his brain. But this one is about the control center in the brain. But yet, the animation was good, the humor was funny. Joy was my favorite out of all of them. But yeah, even sadness worked. You know what? Sadness is a sad emotion. Everybody has it. But it made sadness look cool. So, I give it to Inside Out. Maybe, I'm pretty sure it's going to win Best Animated Movie of the Year. But definitely going to be nominated, for sure. There's nothing else going to beat it. So, that's number 7. Number 6 is a movie I thought would never be good. Terminator Genisys. Terminator Genisys to me, when I saw, I was like, oh my god, they're going to do exactly what X-Men Days of Future Past did. Rewrite history and pretend the first two don't exist. Boy, was I right and wrong. They basically said that in this movie, if you watch it, my little spoiler here, if you know, kind of says, oh, 3 and 4 don't exist, but 1 and 2 just stretches out. Basically, this was like the true 3. Now stay with me. It basically had elements of 1 and elements of 2 in the movie, and then just added the new one, which is Genisys, together. You know what I mean? It basically combined it 1 and 2 to make one long movie, and then this is the new 3rd movie. So they're not even counting Christian Bale's, you know, I'm John Connor movie. I liked it, but you know what? I think this is better. I mean, they had the girl who played Sarah Connor. She was good. She's not in the quiet level as what is her name? Limo Hamilton, but yet she did a pretty good job. Jai Courtney was good as Kyle Reese, and of course even Arnold. Arnold is just Arnold. He looked good. He looked like he got in shape. The only thing I didn't like about it, that really kind of bothered me, was the whole fact that it was in the trailer too. That they really market the whole movie, you know, the whole trailers with Arnold versus Arnold. You know, his older self versus his original self from the very first one. I mean, that fight scene was so short. It was like, that's it. You telling me that you spending so much marketing on this scene alone, and that's how long the fight scene is? I was like, okay, whatever. So, there you go. Terminator Genisys is officially number 6. Number 5, of course, has to be Fast and the Furious 7. Now, today is Paul Walker's would have been Paul Walker's birthday today, so let's give him a big happy birthday if he was still alive. Rest in peace. This movie was awesome in so many levels. Fast and Furious has always been one of those movies that make no sense of how they can jump up buildings and bridges and crash cars so many times and still survive. But you know what? It's so damn awesome. Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, they were awesome. Jordana Brewster, Michelle Rodriguez, Ludacris. Everybody was awesome in this movie. And they did a really good job of put in all the scenes that Paul Walker did finish, and then having his brothers come in to finish it off with digital effects. And it worked. And next week the Blu-ray comes out, and I can't wait to get it because it's going to be awesome. I'm probably going to cry again because the ending was so sad, but yet it was so damn awesome. Now, like I said, this movie may end up being my #1 movie of all time in 2015, but who knows? Right now, it's just the beginning of the movie year. We still got plenty more movies, so I'll put in #5 for now. So there you go. Fast and Furious 7 was awesome. And The Rock. The Rock, every time he's in a movie with these guys, it works. So yay. #4, a movie that to this day still is in my heart. Animated version. They finally made a great live action version of it, Cinderella. That's why you all know the story of the poor girl who basically has to live with a wicked stepmother and wicked stepsisters and do everything that they tell her to do. Cooking, cleaning, and all that stuff. And she finally gets her Prince Charming and loses a slipper, and she has till midnight to have her fairy tale come true. At midnight, poof, it's gone. Her fairy godmother comes to town, and it's just awesome. They did a really such a great job of capturing the animated movie and taking that and putting it into real life. Now, there were some things in this movie I wish they put it that was in it from the animated movie, but you know what? They don't have to copy everything, right? But yet, Cinderella is awesome. I can't wait to get it on Blu-ray, and I hope they continue this trend of making Disney princess movies to live action. Maybe Mulan, Little Mermaid, who knows? Snow White, again, maybe. But yeah, Cinderella's awesome. So there is 4. #3, Mad Max Fury Road. Talk about a movie that we haven't seen in years. I remember when I was a kid, and I didn't grow up with the original Mad Max, okay? I'm not that old, okay? I didn't grow up with the original Mad Max, but when I first saw that movie, I was like, this movie's pretty badass. It had action, it had suspense, it had all that stuff in it. It was just awesome, and this one just takes it to another level. The original director was in this movie. He basically got up, he's like, I think I'm going to just make a new Mad Max movie. Dust off the original one, put it with the second one, and then boom, 4, Mad Max Fury Road. Best character in the movie, Furiosa. That movie, visually awesome. The biggest weakness of this movie, no story, but you know what? Because honestly, it's just them to get it from point A to point B. That's all it is. But the way they do it, it's just such a wild ride. You got mercenaries going after them. You got a guy with a bloody flaming guitar, shooting flames out of a guitar, holding on from a semi-truck on chains, and he's just flipping around, doing his thing with the guitar, and planes are going off it. And Mad Max, played by Tom Hardy, he was just awesome. You know what? It makes you want to miss Mel Gibson, but you know what? I think he did a pretty good job, and I really like this a lot, and I hope to make another one, because this movie was awesome. So, that's #3 for me in my personal list. Let me know about yours. #2. Now, this one was hard, because 2 and 1, I thought, when I first saw them, I was like, yep, these movies are awesome. So, I really had to think about it, but #2 for me is Ant-Man. Ant-Man was a movie I've been waiting for years. When they first announced it, Edgar Wright was supposed to make it way before they even going to do a Marvel Cinematic Universe. When they first had the company Marvel, they were just going to do Ant-Man. They had no idea of a Marvel Cinematic Universe. They probably didn't know what the heck they were going to do with it. But I'm pretty sure Ant-Man was supposed to be the first one. Unfortunately, things happened that it couldn't come out. Problems, and then they had the idea of the Marvel Universe, and they want to make Iron Man, and Iron Man ended up being so good, and then the Hulk, and then all these other movies came out, and then Ant-Man just got brushed to the side, and he got shrunk down so small, we couldn't even see him anymore. And then Edgar Wright got mad, or for some reason, or whatever it was, left the project, and everybody was like, no Ant-Man now? But then Marvel was like, oh, we're going to give you Ant-Man. And boy, they did give us Ant-Man. Now, visually, the tone of this movie was, my opinion, Edgar Wright's Ant-Man. Because he had a teaser trailer back in, I think it was 2010, if I can remember correctly. It was like an anime, it was like a short, like a little teaser clip at Comic-Con. We had Ant-Man run into a guard, he shrinks, he goes back up, beats him up, and, you know, another director took over this movie, and he did a good job of keeping it, you know, the way Edgar wanted it, and, you know, but also keeping it the way that Marvel wanted it, because Marvel wanted it to fit in this Marvel Cinematic Universe. But Ant-Man was so cool. It was so funny. I mean, there's a scene. I'm going to tell you about this one scene. So if you don't want to hear this part, turn it off. Because if you haven't seen Ant-Man, you might want to not hear this. So I'll give you a minute to fast forward this or pause it or whatever, because I want to talk about this one scene that it's basically a spoiler, but you have got to see this movie. Okay, ready? On the count of 3, I'm going to tell you. So 1, 2, wait for it. You're going to be warned if you don't go away. 3. There's a scene in this movie where literally Paul Rudd, he's got the Ant-Man suit, and he has to get this, you know, device to help him find another device. It's kind of hard to explain. But he goes to an Avenger headquarters. Now, you're thinking an Avenger's going to pop up. Yes, an Avenger pops up. But it was the Falcon. And the Falcon gets his ass whooped. I'm talking about he gets his ass whooped. It was so funny the way Ant-Man did some things to him. I don't want to tell you everything. But I'm just saying that the Falcon got his ass whooped. And it was just so funny. It was so cool at the same time. Knowing that Ant-Man is going to exist in the same world, and he's been confirmed already that he's going to be in Civil War. I wonder whose team he's going to be in. We'll have to wait and see. But yep, Ant-Man, it was awesome. I thought it was the most funniest Marvel movie ever. I can't wait to get it on Blu-ray to add it to the rest of the Marvel collection, because it's just awesome. And of course, my #1 movie of 2015 so far is Mission Impossible 5. Yes, Tom Cruise is back as Ethan Hunt once again, doing his missions that he has to do to protect the world. This time, he has another team going after him. A rogue nation, if you will. And I'm a huge Tom Cruise fan. I've been watching Tom Cruise movies ever since maybe Top Gun. Dude is awesome. And in any kind of movie he does, whether it be comedy, action, but he just makes Mission Impossible his own, you know? I don't know if he tried to be Bond one time and he didn't get the role and he got mad and he decided to make this movie called Mission Impossible, but every time it just gets better and better. I didn't know how they were going to top 4, because honestly 4, Ghost Protocol, was the best Mission Impossible, but honestly I think this one is the best one so far, because we get in 6 in like 2 years probably, maybe even 3. But this movie rocked so many levels. It had so much action in this movie. And, you know, Tom Cruise is one of those guys, he does his own stunts, so he doesn't even care anymore. I mean, if you've seen the commercial, you should know he was basically hanging from the side of a plane outside. That's right, I said it, he did. And that's not a spoiler, by the way. That was in the teaser trailer. And it worked. It wasn't like where Terminator put the best fight scene that could have been awesome in the teaser, and then when you get to the point of the movie, it's only 5 minutes. And this, no. He does this plane thing, and it adds to it. It just makes it awesome. And they make it work so well. It's so great. There's this other scene where he's riding a motorcycle through this, you know, highway, and it's just, whew, another roller coaster ride. Like I said, I think Tom Cruise, he just gets better. He gets better and better for what he does. I think he put all his personal, you know, feuds to side, and he decided that he's going to make great movies, whether it was Jack Reacher, Edge of Tomorrow, which was great, and now Mission Impossible. I think Tom Cruise is on top of the world right now. That movie just makes him awesome, and I can't wait to see what he does next. So there you have it, guys. My top 10 awesome movies so far of 2015. I'll run down the list again one more time. Okay, just to let you know. Number 10, Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 9, The Kingsman. Number 8, Jurassic World. Number 7, Inside Out. Number 6, Terminator Genesis. Number 5, Fast 7. 4, Cinderella. 3, Mad Max Fury Road. 2, Ant-Man. And number 1, Mission Impossible 5. Now, let me know in the comments if you have seen any of these movies. Okay? Because those summer movies were awesome. Now, this gets me excited for the fall, but I'll put my top 10 anticipated movies of the fall. Maybe tomorrow. Unless I didn't get to mention other movies like Fantastic Four or any, don't worry, I'm going to see that movie because I found my local movie that's still playing it. And a lot of people have been telling me it sucks, it's horrible, don't waste your time. But you know what? As a doctor of movies, I need to watch it for myself and judge it for myself. And let's see how bad or even good this movie could be. Because I'm hoping one day that if it ends up making more, that it can cross over the X-Men in a good way. And, so. And oh yeah, let me talk about my worst movies of 2015 so far. I only have 3 of them. So, I don't want to talk about it too much, so I'm already wasting time here. I'm already on 25, almost 26 minutes going on this. So, I want to give you a break. I want to get a break for myself. But I'll come back to maybe tomorrow and talk about Fantastic Four, if I can go see it tonight. So, I have 3 worst movies that I've seen this year that are just, ugh, that I don't want to even mention anymore. But I'm going to do it for you guys anyway because you guys all rock. Number 3, SpongeBob SquarePants, the superhero one. What the heck was this? I mean, I think SpongeBob has fallen off the face of the planet. I mean, honestly, he's not funny anymore. SpongeBob is he's just one of those dick jokes that just don't work anymore. I thought the first one was good, but with the animation and all that stuff, and this one they tried to do a 3D and the 3D animation, it just didn't work. The story was just basically the same thing, except instead of Plankton stealing the Krabby Patty formula, somebody else from the surface world took it. The formula basically to make Krabby Patties, even though Krabby Patties are just burgers, which I don't understand. But you know what? SpongeBob had to go into the land to go get it. I like the episode when he's in the land and he's a sponge and a stick. That makes more fun of SpongeBob in a good way. This, I'm sorry, him, Patrick, Sandy, they all like 3D animation versions of themselves. It didn't work. I didn't get it at all, and I'm giving this movie a 2. The only reason I gave it a 2 is because it's SpongeBob. It gave me a couple laughs, but that's pretty much it. So there you go. That's number 3, SpongeBob SquarePants 2. Or whatever the heck it's called. I don't even care anymore. At number 2, The Boy Next Door. You kidding me, right? Yeah. No, I'm not kidding you, because honestly, yes, Jennifer Lopez is hot. Okay, she's maybe old, but she's still hot. But yet, this movie was just, eh. I mean, the boy who was supposed to be the teenager in the movie was like 50 years old. It made no sense. I just didn't get it, so whatever. I don't want to get into detail. I gave that movie like a 5. Had some cool, tense moments, but yet it was just a 5. And number 1, the movie that everybody thought it was going to be the greatest movie ever since, the invention of porn. But no, this wasn't porn. This was just torture. And not in a good way. 50 Shades of Horrible, also known as 50 Shades of Grey. Now, are you kidding me with this movie? I thought this movie was supposed to be, kinky, raunchy, all that junk that everybody keeps saying that the books are way better. I'm pretty sure the books are better at being porn, but this was just horrible. You want to see a good 50 Shades of Grey movie? Watch The Secretary, okay? Watch that movie, okay? That movie is 50 Shades of Grey of awesome. This movie is 50 Shades of Grey of garbage. This movie is horrible. I didn't get this movie. There was nothing sexual about this movie at all. I've seen better porn than this. Yes, I admit that, okay? This was not that, okay? I'm sorry. But it's not. I mean, I don't know who likes those movies. That's cool for you. But honestly, that movie's garbage. Horrible. 0. That's what I gave that movie. That's like the first time I ever given a movie a 0. No, wait. No. Yep, a 0 because I gave that movie After Earth a 1. But yet, this movie is horrible. The girl was hot, yes, I get it. And the guy probably was hot too for all the abs he has and all the money he had. But he didn't even act like he was a rich douchebag. He was just a douchebag. Didn't work. I don't understand how this movie made money. I guess because it was Valentine's Day. And I guess guys got ideas that they wanted to do that thing to the girls or whatever. And, after the movie. But come on, people. I seen better sex scenes in other movies. Unfaithful was a great movie. That's a 50 Shades of Grey movie right there. Unfaithful with Diane Lane and Richard Gere. That's a good one. Okay? Then there's Fatal Attraction, which is the king of all of those raunchy movies. But this, I'm sorry, I give up. And I guess I'm out of time. So, thank you for watching. And of course, you can click to subscribe and tell me what was your top 10, 5, 20 even, movies of 2015 so far. Remember, from January all the way to August, or not even September yet, because we're not counting that yet until after September. So, that's basically the fall. So, don't count that yet. If you leave your comment below, I'll probably listen to it and we can talk about this. Until then, and next time, the doctor's in and out. And thank you for watching the Movie Zone with me, your host. Till next time, bye-bye.